Hello friend, I want to tell you about the Fiat Cinquecento car. Older Cinquecento models have a 0.7-liter engine from the Fiat 126P BIS under the hood. This version accelerates from 0 to 100 km per hour in 32 seconds. Let's be honest, performance is worse than bad. If the dynamics aren't great, maybe fuel consumption is at least reasonable. Unfortunately, due to its outdated design, this engine can consume up to 7 to 8 L/100 kilometers in the city. And that's not all of this engine's shortcomings. In many cases, it tends to overheat, which results in head gasket failure. The 0.9-liter unit is much more modern, allowing the iron with this engine to reach 100 kilometers per hour in 18 seconds, not over half a minute. Unfortunately, fuel consumption is very similar to that of the smaller unit, meaning it's also quite high. The engine is not without its flaws either. Valve lash compensator failures are a common problem. The top-of-the-line sporting version tempts with its attractive name, suggesting it's a hot hatch. While it's not a speed demon, as it only reaches 100 km per hour in 13 seconds, compared to the less powerful engine, it still handles relatively well in such a small car. The sporting name is more fitting for fuel consumption, 10 L/100 km in city driving, than for performance. This engine's control electronics, particularly the crankshaft position sensor, can be unreliable. Before buying a Cinquecento, it's worth thoroughly inspecting the drivetrain, which has been known to leak oil. Due to premature timing belt wear, it is recommended to shorten the timing belt replacement intervals by half the manufacturer's recommended interval. The front suspension of the Italian hatchback is based on McPherson struts, while the rear uses a trailing arm suspension suspended from a beam. Although the Fiat Cinquecento did not participate in the Euro NCAP crash tests, its successor, the Cinquecento, received 2 stars, one of which was later removed. The suspension doesn't cope well on European roads, and the metal and rubber components wear out quite quickly. Shock absorbers and wishbones also wear out prematurely. Wheel bearings are also fragile. If the previous owner drove the car fast, you'll need to replace the driveshaft joints immediately after purchase. In heavily used cars, the gearbox also often suffers from a failure. If you don't want to incur the costs of repairing or replacing it, you should thoroughly check its operation during a test drive. Any grinding or difficulty shifting gears indicates a damaged gearbox. The electrical system can sometimes be fickle, with corroded contacts causing problems with the operation of some devices. It's also worth checking the cooling and braking systems, which may already be leaking after all these years. Corrosion varies in this model. Some cars have rusty sills and wheel arches, while others are in almost perfect condition. However, if you're looking for the simplest car to get you from point A to B, this iron is the perfect solution. The most interesting offering is the sporting version, which is ideal for rally conversions, especially for drivers just starting out in motorsport. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to subscribe and rate my video. If you know of any issues with this car that I haven't mentioned, be sure to share them in the comments.